the last scene, we saw how Hamlet frightened Ophelia. But it's not clear if he's distraught because Ophelia has rejected him, as her father commanded, or if Hamlet's strange behavior is just part of his feigned madness.
We also see that Hamlet's bizarre behavior has not gone unnoticed by the rest of the court. Polonius proposes the idea that Hamlet's gone crazy from his love of Ophelia.
The king has called two of Hamlet's old friends to court, ROSENCRANTZ and GUILDENSTERN, in order to help him find out what's wrong with Hamlet.
It's not obvious to them, Sarah, and frankly, it's not obvious to me either.
We haven't seen Hamlet since his encounter with the ghost at the end of Act 1, but we know from how other characters describe him that he's been acting very strangely, and it's likely that this is part of a plan to put on an antic disposition, that is, to pretend to be mad.
Just before this segment begins, Polonius has told King Claudius and Queen Gertrude about Hamlet's strange behavior in Ophelia's room, and he's proposed a theory that Hamlet has gone crazy from unrequited love. He's also offered to find out more about what's bothering the prince, going so far as to suggest that they send Ophelia to talk to Hamlet while Polonius and the king spy on them.
But as they're discussing this, Hamlet approaches reading a book, so Polonius decides to talk to Hamlet directly.
In this scene, Hamlet plays the fool, and we get to see a new, witty, and entertaining side of his character. Although his remarks sound like the ranting of a madman, he's in fact making fun of Polonius throughout their exchange.
In this part of Scene 2, Hamlet meets up with his two old friends, ROSENCRANTZ and GUILDENSTERN, and, well, he keeps acting crazy.
But he drops his pretended madness long enough to question his fellow nobles as to where their loyalties lie, with him or with the king.
On their way to Elsinore, ROSENCRANTZ and GUILDENSTERN ran into a touring theatrical company heading to the castle to perform.
When the company arrives, Hamlet asks them to perform a special scene for him.
It's been a while, perhaps over a month, since Hamlet swore that he'd avenge his father's murder by killing Claudius. But in the meantime, the only thing he's done is to pretend to be crazy, which Polonius believes to be a case of lovesickness caused by Ophelia refusing to see him.
Gertrude, however, thinks Hamlet's deranged mental state comes from grief over his father's death. For his part, King Claudius is uncertain of the cause of Hamlet's madness, and he plans to investigate further.
Meanwhile, a company of traveling actors has arrived at Elsinore, and Hamlet has had one of the actors recite a speech from a play about the Trojan War. The speech describes the death of King Priam, the Trojan king, and the tragic plight of his wife, Queen Hecuba, on the night that Troy fell to the Greeks.
After this mini-performance, the players, this is the term Shakespeare uses for the company of actors, have exited the stage, leaving Hamlet to deliver his second long soliloquy, in which he compares his own inability to take action to the amazing passion of the actor delivering the speech.